Hi everybody, how's it going? Are you ready for a little bit of relaxation, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of core work, right? So I started my day off today, well earlier today. I've already been working for a few hours, but before getting ready for this, to just sort of calming, I have some hot water and lemon here in my favorite cup. Life is good, right? So nice and warm. We have a little bit of a chillier day today, so it feels kind of nice. Again, nice, warm, soothing, right? That's kind of what we want for this kind of class. All we need is your mat today and maybe some cushioning for the knees. So if you have block, if you have a towel, that might be handy as well. Are you ready to go? I am. Okay. So let's actually start today in a child pose position. So all I want you to do is sit back in those heels, arms fully extended. Now if you have some nice soft music that you can play, very helpful. Head going right down. What I like you to do here is really stretching. You'll reach those hands as far as you can go out and try to push those hips down towards those heels. If that's uncomfortable on your knees, you can always put a towel between the knees. Good, nice deep breath in and out. Couple more breath. And I separate my knees a little bit so I can make room for my belly so I can get that deep breath in and out. Good job. We're going to come right up on all fours. Hands are going to be right underneath those hips, holding it right here. If you have some lavender, that's a nice way of also scenting your room a little bit with a little bit more relaxation. We're going to go into a cat-cow. Tuck your tailbone under, exhale, and inhale. And again, shift your weight a little bit more back towards your heels as we're exhaling. And inhaling, shifting it forward. And again, exhale, rounding it, just warming up through the lower back, through the spine, internally massaging those organs. And again, if you've never done a yoga Pilates type class before, just think of it as stretching and core work. And again, rounding it up. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more. And exhale. We're going to inhale, holding it right here. We're going to keep and maintain that nice little arch. We're going to tuck your toes under, and we're going to get ready for our downward dog. So I want you to spread those fingers, evenly pressing them into the mat, and we're going to lift those hips up to the ceiling. Head going right through, downward dog. We're not that warm yet, right? So don't force it. If you need to soften those knees a little bit, softening them. Try to straighten them out if you can. We're going to let one knee bend, one leg straight, and we're going to go into a walking dog. So let's alternate that. 1, 2, 3, 5. Get your head through those arms. 6, 8, and 10, pressing both heels down, tailbone up towards the ceiling, head going through, your head go. Walk your hands and feet together. We're going to cross those arms, resting your forehead on your forearms. I'm just going to shift your weight over to one side and over to the other side. And again. And back to the center. Starting nice and slow today. And center. Good. We're going to hold it right here. Let those arms go. Hold it. Shifting those hips a little bit. We're going to slowly come up into a standing position. So soften those knees. Rolling it up 1 vertebra at a time. Arms come out to the sides. Pressing those palms together. Exhale into your heart. Good, let's hold it right here. Spreading those toes out. Make sure that your hips and knees are aligned. Shoulders down and back. Shift your weight slightly back, slightly forward, coming back to the center, centering yourself on your mat. Let's walk forward on our mat. We're going to go into our first sun salutation, nice and slow. Ready? Inhale, reaching it back, slightly back. Hinging it forward, forward fold. Softening those knees if you need to, step one leg back. High lunge position. Your front legs, ankle and knee, should be aligned. Your back should be nice and flat. Don't forget to breathe. Take your front leg back behind you as well, so that we're in a plank position. Spreading those fingers. Shoulders are still, retract. Dropping those knees into your child's pose, arms extended. We're going to dig those elbows in. Scoot your nose forward. If that's too difficult for you to do, just go straight into the up dog. From here, we're going to roll it up into the up dog. Shoulders down and back and hold. Opening up the abdomen, opening it up through the chest. Good work. Let's drop it down. Let's hold it right here. We're going to come right back up into that up dog. Don't force it, so don't come very high if you can't. And back down. And back up. Inhale back down. Last time, exhale back up. Good, tuck your toes under, downward dog. Walking those feet back in, realigning, readjusting. Pressing those heels down, get that stretch right into the back of those heels. Head going through. Stepping that right leg forward, and then notice I always grab my leg. That's because I had knee surgery, and sometimes that same mobility isn't quite there on that side. So we all have our limitations, right? So keep that in mind. Don't force anything. Nice long stride here if you can. Doing a little hold, nice deep breath in and out. We're going to take that back leg forward into your forward fold, letting yourself just dangle. Let your head go. Rolling it up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come out to the sides, pressing those palms together. Exhale into your heart. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to go through it a little bit quicker. Ready? Inhale up. Back bend. Hinging forward. Forward fold. Soften those knees if you need to. Step your left foot back. High lunge. Realign. Fingertips aligned with your front foot. Front leg goes behind, plank position. Belly button pulls in, flexing. A little bit through those thighs, head going in neutral. Dropping to the knees, child's pose. Digging those elbows in, scoot your nose forward if you can, up dog. Taking it all the way back and lifting it right back up. Again, if you just want to go from here to here, then that's fine. And release. And again, two more. Lifting it up. And release. Right? So don't go as high as you don't feel comfortable with that. And lifting it up. And release. Tuck your toes under. Get ready. Downward dog. Into that nice little V position. Realigning those feet. Press those heels down. Head going through. Left leg steps forward into the high lunge position. Straddling that front leg again, rolling the shoulders down your spine. Back stays nice and flat. Stepping that back foot into a forward fold. Slowly rounding it up, one vertebrae at a time. Arms come out to the sides, pressing those palms together. Exhale into your heart. We're going to stay in this forward nice solid stance position. So what I want you to do is really think about aligning your hips to your knees, to your ankles. So we don't want to be here, okay? So keeping it nicely aligned, shoulders down and back. Get a nice sense of centering. Reaching those arms straight up to the ceiling. Separate those hands so your palms are facing each other. We're going to go down into a chair pose, so I want you to come down as low as you can. Sit back into it, but try to keep your arms extended. Press those palms together. Left elbow to right knee. Opening it up. Your elbows should be aligned with each other. Look up towards the ceiling where your right elbow is pointing up. We're going to take the bottom hand down. Top hand reaches up. Let's open up the chest a little further. Take both hands back down, straightening those legs out. Rolling the spine up. Arms come up towards the ceiling. Hold it. Chair pose. We've got 2 sides to do. Press those palms together. Other side, elbow to knee. Opening it up, aligning those elbows. Taking the one hand down, reaching the other hand up, opening through the chest. Let's hold. Taking both hands back down, straightening those legs. Forward fold. Let's hold it right in that forward fold position, walking those hands and feet out, spreading those fingers back into your plank. Good job. Back to downward dog. Nice V position. Walking it back in, but this time with your feet a little bit closer towards each other. Okay? We're going to take your left leg up, so the one that's away from me, or it doesn't really matter. So when I say left and it's your right, that's totally fine. Just remember which side we're doing. Up we go. 3-legged dog. I really want you to open that hip. Okay? Lifting that leg as much as we can. Pressing into the standing leg. We're going to take that top leg all the way into the high lunge position. Stepping it through. Hold. Back is nice and flat. Take your back leg slightly in, turning that foot just a little bit. Okay, so don't make it too aggressive with that ankle. Hands go on top of the knee. Coming all the way up, but don't straighten that front leg. Okay, hold it. We're going to press to the outside of that foot. We don't want to be here. We're going to press outside. We're going to keep this knee open. Rotate towards that front leg. Arms come straight up. Warrior one. When we're not warrior one, we're going to relax those shoulders. Open through the abdomen. Don't forget to breathe. We want to try to keep those arms right beside your ears. Take both hands back down, straddling that front leg. Pivot that back foot back into that high lunge position. Wiggle it back there. Let's hold. Step your back foot back into a plank position. As soon as we're there, downward dog. Pressing those heels down. Get that stretch into the calves. Walk your feet a little bit closer towards each other. There's truly no right or wrong here. There's definitely a wrong if we would feel hurt, okay? So be very careful when we're doing any sort of positioning or pose that feels uncomfortable. Hold it right here. The leg that's closest to me this time, or whichever one is your other leg. 3-legged dog. Open up the hips. Pointing it up. Try and get as high as you can. Head going right through. Taking that front leg all the way down and through. High lunge. Straddling that front leg. Hold it. Taking that back foot a little bit closer in and turning your foot. Okay, get ready. Press to the outside of that back foot. Keeping that front leg bent. All the way up to your warrior one. Let's hold it right here. Shoulders down and back. Clasping those hands. Opening up the chest. And at any time that we're doing any of these positions, if you need a chair to hang on to instead, if you can't come as low down because you're right here, that's fine. Right? So the key is to find a position that's similar, not ideally the same, right? Biceps right beside your ears. Try to back bend just slightly. Taking it back down to that lunge position. Pivot your back foot back into it, lowering yourself into that stretch. We're going to step your feet together, forward fold. Again, letting yourself just dangle, let your head go. Rolling it up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other. Let's hold it right here. Sit back into your chair pose. All the way up. Holding it, hands come down. Palms facing forward. Mountain pose. Mountain pose just means that we're stretching those fingers out, relaxing. Feet and legs can be just where they're comfortable. Take your arms straight back up, palms facing each other. Chair pose. Let's hold it. Hands go back down, forward fold. Let the head go. Walk your feet back, plank position. Moving a little bit quicker. Nice straight line from your shoulders, hips, all the way down to the ankles. Downward dog. Lifting it into your knee. Head going through. Pressing those heels towards the floor. Look at those knees. Pull those knees up into your thighs. Opening it up, squeeze the shoulder blades. Again, letting your head go. We're going to drop to the knees, child's pose. Arms extended. Back on all fours, tuck your toes under, arching that lower back. Right? Notice I'm not here, right here. Downward dog. Good work. Let's hold it. Nice deep breathing. We're going to take your left leg. So keep your feet coming a little bit closer together. Left leg stays back up into your three-legged dog. Rotate your body, but this time flex your foot and bend your heel towards your bum. Look through those arms. Opening it right up through the abdomen. We're going to take that knee, stepping it forward, high lunge position. Good job. Low lunge. Low lunge just means we're resting the knee. Point your toe back. So we should still feel that nice stretch going down those hip flexors. We're going to do a prayer arm position. We're going to take your elbow to the outside off that back knee, opening it up just like what we did with our chair pose. We're not quite resting on top of that thigh. All we're doing is we're going to push against it so that it can help us rotate. Looking up towards the ceiling. Let's hold it right here, that low lunge position, so still pushing into it. Arms come up, leaning back. Right, so again, we're opening up through those abdomen. Don't forget to breathe, relax those shoulders, spreading those fingers out, reaching them up towards the ceiling. From here, we're going to take our hands down, and we're going to shift our weight back, so our front leg is straightening. And if you can, we can either hold it right here, flex your foot to stretch the back of the calf and hamstring. If you can come all the way down and back, what I'd like you to do is sit right on that heel, only if you're okay with that, and then stretching it forward. Flexing that foot, back, the back of that leg, that straight leg is stretching. Right, if that's too difficult, you're going to hold it right here. We're going to take that front leg behind you on all fours. Hold it. We're going to walk our hands forward. Semi-plank position. Elbows stay nice and close to each other. We're going to do a nice little tricep push-up. So all I'd like you to do from here is dipping it down and pushing it up one. And again, dipping it down and pressing it up two. Good. 3. And push. Give me 2 more. Last one. Good. Now hold it right here. Let's lower those hips. Shoulders reach right down, opening up through the chest. Looking up towards the ceiling or just in front of you, right? Don't force it. If this is too hard, drop it to the elbows. Let's take it all the way down. Hands go underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Downward dog. We got 2 sides to do, right? Feet come a little bit closer towards each other. Legs up closest to me this time. We're going to open it up. Flexing your foot. Heel to bum. Looking through the arms if you can. Hold it. Taking that top leg through, high lunge position. Holding it right here. Dropping your back knee, pointing your toes back. We're going to come up. We're going to take your elbow to the outside of that knee, palms facing each other, looking up towards the ceiling where the elbow is pointing. Balance. Let's hold it. Good job. Releasing it back to the center, opening up your torso. Arms come all the way up and back. A little bit more balance involved here. Good. Hands come all the way back down. We're going to shift ourselves back. Hamstring stretch, flexing that foot in. Again, we can either hold it right here or go a little bit further if you can, leaning forward into it. The more we flex this foot, the more we get that stretch going up into the calf, the back of the knee. And coming all the way back out of it, taking that back behind, staying on all fours. Let now hips come down into a semi-plank position, back into 5 tricep push-ups. Ready? Down we go. 1, and press. Good. 4 more. 2, and press. 3, and push. 2 more. 4, and press. Last one. And press. Good work. Tuck your toes under. Downward dog. This time we're going to go on your toes. So come right up on your toes and hold. Hip going right through. So stretching the toes right out. Let's hold it, hold it, hold it. We're going to walk those feet towards your hands, forward fold position. Making sure our ankles are right underneath your knees and hips. Sweeping those arms up into a chair pose. Sit back in your chair and hold. Strengthen the legs. Taking the hands back down. Forward fold. Step your left leg back. High lunge position. We're going to get those hands on top of the knees. Arms reach up. We're going to balance ourselves on that front leg. So we're going to let that back leg lift up as we're pushing ourselves up into a standing position. Again, have a chair beside you. Hang on to something if you need to. When you're ready, we're going to hinge slightly forward. And if that means you have to tap down, then that's where you're going to stay. Or you can be right with me here, spreading those toes out. Come forward as far as you can, warrior 3. Have a chair if you need to. Take that back leg behind. Warrior 2. Stretching those fingertips nice and stretch it out. Rotate your torso towards the wall. Taking that back hand down, reverse warrior. Good, hold it right here. Really trying to open up through those lats. Your front leg is still bent. Warrior two. Straightening that leg out. Get ready. Triangle pose. So we're just going to pivot ourselves, windmilling it down towards the knee. Top hand is up above that shoulder. Slide down as low as you can. Opening up through the back. Right, if that's too low, knee a little bit bent, coming up a little bit higher. Again, have blocks, have a chair to support you. Good, really try to rotate through the torso. Back to your warrior two, bending that knee. You're doing amazing. Taking the hands back down to the floor, high lunge position, pivot that back leg behind. Wiggle it down, nice and high. We're going to step that front leg back, downward dog. Head going through. Knees come down, child's pose. From the child's pose position, we're going to take our palms together and then push those hands right back behind your neck as far as you can. Prayer position, palms together. Nice stretch to those triceps. If you've done my classes the last few days, you might feel some soreness in those triceps. Releasing it back down. Back up on all fours. Tuck your toes under. Downward dog. Walk your feet together. Make sure your feet, knees, and ankles are aligned. Sweeping it up into your chair pose. Forward fold. Straightening those legs out. Lunge position, so right leg goes back. High lunge. Ankles and knees are aligned. Coming a little bit closer. Both arms come up. If you can, balance on that front leg, warrior three. When you're ready, pivot. Again, if you have a wall in front of you or beside you, you can grab it. If you have a chair, hold on to the chair. The ankles doing all the work. Step that back leg behind. Warrior two. Nice stretch out. Rotate your torso, okay? Leaning into it. This knee should not be feeling any discomfort. Nice little hold. Reverse warrior. Good work. Warrior two. That front leg hasn't changed. Straightening that leg out. Windmill it down, palm facing. When you're ready, slide down towards the ankle. Push the shoulders back towards the ball behind you. Make sure that top hand is aligned with your shoulder. If you need to soften that front leg, soften it a little bit. Warrior two. Yes. Pressing into the heels. We're going to pivot ourselves back into the high lunge position. Holding that high lunge. Step that front leg back behind you into a child's pose. Arms extended back into that prayer. Hands go behind your head. Nice deep breathing. Releasing those hands back down, just up on all fours. Tuck your toes under, gently rocking onto your feet. Press those heels towards the floor. We don't want to go right onto the floor. Just press those heels enough down that you feel the stretch going up your Achilles, up those calves. Coming all the way to that forward fold, and slowly rounding one vertebrae at a time. Keep your hands down. Rolling the shoulders down and back. How are we feeling? Stretched out, right? Toes come out as far as you can. Nice wide stride. Hands come to the front, shoulders down and back. Drop it down into a plie. And back up one. And again, plie. And back up two. Try not to let those knees drop in. 3. And up. And again, 4. Control it. And up. One more time. We're going to hold this one down. Let's hold it. I don't have a lot of flexibility in my hips, so I can't quite open it. Right? So do the best that you can. Holding it right here. Right heel lifts. Drop it down. Left heel lifts. Dropping it down. And again, 3, 4, 5. Keep that nice low plie. 6, 7. Take it down a little lower if you can. 8, 9. Keep your chest lifted. 10. Good work. Hold it. Both heels come up. Balance. For 8. Don't forget to breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop the heels down, straightening those legs. Get those hands back down beside you, rolling it out. Good work. We're going to go all the way down into a seated position. We're going to hold it right here, lying down position, not seated. We're going to hold it right here. We're just going to do a small little pelvic tuck. So just warming up through the, not that we're not warm, I just want you to get a little bit more mobility into that lower back. So I want you to pelvic tuck it in and release, getting that arch. Then push it back in, like having a screw there and letting it go. And again, pull 3 and letting it go. Yes? 4. Every time you do that, lower abdominals contract and release. And again, 5. Exhale, 6. Don't forget to breathe all that air out. And again. And release. And release. 2 more. Last one. And release. So try to mobilize a little bit in that lower back. We're going to use one of your legs to walk ourselves up into a seated position. If that's uncomfortable, anytime we go from lying to seated, you can also just sort of shift ourselves up and be gentle on that lower back, and especially when you're dealing with maybe some discomfort back there. We're going to go into a nice little boat pose. So we're going to slide those hands down and back, shoulders down and back, sitting on the meaty part of the bum. Lean back into the V position, shoulders down and back, feet come up. Let's hold it. You want to take it one step further and hold. What we don't want here is to hold your breath. Okay, so nice deep breathing still in and out. And releasing it nice and upright. Good. Hands go behind you. We're going to hold it right here. And I'm going to pull one knee in and release again, nice and controlled. 2 and release. 3 and release. 4 and release if you're more advanced. 5, 6. Nice and slow. Sometimes slow, actually a lot of times slow is better. So do less, but more effective. 2 more. 1 more. And release, good work. We're going to come down to the mat, pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little rock side to side. We're going to drop both feet down as close as you can get them towards your bum. Hands go down beside your hips. Pelvic tuck it, just like what we did earlier. One vertebrae at a time. Up you go. Let's hold it right up here. And do a little hip dance. I want you to go hip up, right hip up. Sweep it through. Left hip up. Sweep it through. 3, on 4. Make those hips dance. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's take it to the center. Squeeze those glutes. Make sure your feet, knees, and ankles, knees, and hips are nicely aligned. You don't want to have your knees way out here or together, okay? Squeezing it up. One vertebrae at a time, releasing it into an arch. I'm going to pull the vertebrae, just the pelvic slightly in, and we're just going to lift it up and down, press those hands down to the floor. Ready? Lifting it up. 1, and down. 2, so it's not so much about that zipper going up and down. I just want you to lift, squeeze the glutes. 3, and again, 4, and again, 5, and again, 6, and again, 7. Good. Exhale out 8. Last 2, 9. Great job. 1 more. And 10. And then hold it right here. Good work. We're going to take one leg, extending it fully out. The opposite knee pulls in as tight as we can towards your chest. I'm going to grab the back of that knee. And I'm going to straighten the leg out, holding onto it again. Try to cut it as close as you can, keeping it as straight as you can. If this is impossible for you, grab a belt, grab a tie, grab something to hold onto that foot, right? So that you can still relax those shoulders. Let's flex your foot in, and let's try to grab a little higher and a little bit closer. Good job. Same hand on the same side. Let's just open it up. When we're opening it up, we're trying to keep in the same alignment of that hip, stretching right through those hip flexors. Keep the shoulders on the ground. Taking it all the way back up. Bending that leg in 90 degrees. Opposite hand grabs the outside of the knee, pulling it across. Keep your shoulders down. So now we want to get that stretch going more to the hip area. And back to the center. Good job. Let's get that leg straight down. Pulling the opposite knee into your chest. If that's uncomfortable on your knee, just always put your hand behind that knee. Okay, so depending on that range of the knee and the hinging of the knee, let's hold it right here. Pull that knee in as much as you can. Any discomfort means stop. Good job. Straightening that leg out. Hold on to the back of that knee. Try to come back as far as you can. Again, if you have a strap, you can wrap in the bottom of your foot. That's kind of what we want in here. If you can't, just relax your shoulders. Relax that foot in. Pulling it in as close as you can. Try to come up a little bit higher. Good job. I'm going to take the same hand, inside of that knee, opening up that hip. Try to keep your shoulder on the ground and try to keep this hip on the ground. I don't want to just come along with it. It stays down as we're opening. So I had a lot of requests for just simply doing yoga. So we're doing a little bit of yoga today, quite a bit of yoga today, with a little bit of that core twist to it. And this is what the body needs. Your mind needs this, your body needs this. Taking it back to the center, bending that leg in 90, take the opposite hand, grab the knee across the hips, keep your shoulders down, make sure your knee and hip stays aligned, looking the opposite direction. You need to tune out, shut things out. Right? So that's really important for the body, not always doing huge, vigorous things, and learning how to manage the stress better. And releasing it back to the center. Good job. We're going going to take those feet back in, pelvic tucks under. Our arms come laterally out to the side. Keep your feet together, keep your knees down. We're going to drop your knees to one side, not quite touching the ground, and then come right back up and pull from the abdominals. And again, down we go. 2, and pull from the abdominals. 3, and pull. Good. Belly button pulls in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, 10, and holding it right here. Good job. We're going to use one of your legs again to pull ourselves into a seated position or rolling it up, right? So find a position that works for you. Up we go. Seated position. Legs are nice and straight, upper body nice and upright. Flexing your toes. Nice deep breath, reaching it tall. Hinging it forward, forward fold. And again, rolling the spine in. Hold it right here, nice deep breath. Hinging it forward. And releasing it. Good work. We're going to take one foot in towards the inner thigh, opposite leg is bent, flexing our front leg. Let's lean it back forward into it, stretching through those hips, hamstrings. So this hip is actually stretching a little bit more as well. Taking it all the way back up. Let's switch it to the other side. Opposite leg extends. And again, you want to have it aligned with your hip. Opposite foot goes right to that inner thigh, flexing your foot, leaning forward into it. You can grab the bottom of that foot if you can. Head going right down. Well, as low as you can. If this is your extension, your flexion over here, it's completely up to you. Right, listen to your body here. Good job. Holding it. And releasing it. We're going to come back up on all fours. Pivoting our feet back. Hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to arch through that lower back. And just imagine a pencil attached to your tailbone. And we're just going to circle it around. I'll get those arms in there a little bit more. Be a wonky circle. 2 more. Last time. Let's go the opposite direction. Start small. Nice small circle. Let's go a little bigger. Good. Move that whole body into it. Right? Moving all that energy in and out. And holding it right here. We're going to tuck your toes under. We're going to walk ourselves back to the knees, rocking your feet back towards the mat. Straightening those legs out, forward fold. Slowly rounding it up, one vertebrae at a time. Arms come out to the sides, pressing those palms together. And exhale into your heart. We're going to hold it right here. Feet right underneath your hips. Take a deep breath up. What I want you to do is create a nice big bubble and take all the negativity out of it. Good work. Have some good positive thoughts. Take all those positive thoughts in. Palms come together. Capture the positivity and push it into your heart. One more time. Up we go. Let's hold it up on your tippy toes. Let's see how balanced you are. Find your balance. through those heels. Arms come out to the sides. And roll those shoulders out. Good work. Shake it out. How did you feel before the class, before we started, right? Because it's kind of the middle of the day. So if you're doing this class on a different day, same question. How did you feel before the class and how did you feel after the class? So very much yoga today with some core strength in there and a little bit of upper body strength in there. Holding each pose for a little bit longer makes those muscles work just a little bit harder, right? So slow and controlled and relaxed, right? Because we're not only physically wanting to challenge our body, but we also mentally want to challenge our body. And for some of us who are very vibrant and vigorous, like myself, to slow down a little bit is actually tough. It's kind of like letting a dog run off its leash all the time. But the minute you put the dog on the leash, that's really difficult for them and they really have to think. So actually they're quite exhausted when you walk them on leash. So that's the only way I can kind of explain that one. Okay, so you have a fantastic rest of the day and I will see you for more vigorous stuff throughout the rest of the week. Namaste. Thank you for coming today. Have a fantastic day. And I'm Sonia with Easy Home Success Fitness. Share, share, share.